Hello, good morning, and welcome to a Throwback Thursday video. This is a series where I'm taking videos that I have previously filmed, edited, and posted on a different channel. I'm trying to compact all of my videos together. So here I am in a throwback / reaction video where I tell you all about the recipes that I've posted and loved in previous videos, channels, situation. I attempted to do this earlier with a Black Forest cake and had the worst microphone situation. So I just recently bought this microphone. I can already tell that it's going to be so much better, and I'm so happy for it. I'm also happy for you because you don't have to listen to that kind of crap anymore. Today we're making pizza. Oh my god, you guys, this is one of my favorite recipes ever. Now this is when I first started making pizza and I didn't have a pizza stone or a pizza peel to actually put it in the oven that way. So if you don't have either of those things, this is definitely the video for you. That doesn't mean that this pizza isn't bomb, that it isn't freaking delicious, because it is. Oh my god, you guys, this pizza recipe I started making at the beginning of the pandemic, and we all know why. I still make it because it is so much better than delivery. And at the end of the day, we're all looking to save some money. So if you don't have to spend $30, $40 on delivery, and you can make pizza at home with your own ingredients using leftover chicken from last night, pork, ham, whatever, cook up some bacon, buy a huge thing of pepperoni. In my house, I like to buy a really big thing of pepperoni for like $10 at the grocery store, and then I divide it into 5. That gives us 5 nights worth of pepperoni pizza nights. I always have a stash of olives in the fridge. I always have a stash of hot peppers, and anything that goes in jars and cans are always a good way to go. And buying a thing of cheese, that is usually the most expensive part about making your own pizza, but if you find it on sale, or if you compare it to the fact that you're not spending $30 on delivery, you're only spending $5 to $7 on some good mozzarella cheese, it is totally worth it. So with this recipe, you are using pizza yeast. I have made this recipe before using just regular quick rise yeast. However, the pizza yeast really helps with the stretchiness of the dough, which gives you that really good pizza flavor and texture. So in the bowl already, we have 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 cup of warm water. You want to just make sure that the warm water is not too hot, not too cold. It's basically sitting in the middle of, if you were to set up a bath for a child or for a baby, for an infant, in fact, and you hold your hand under the water, you can feel that it's warm, but it's not burning. You don't want to take your hand out right away, and it's not cold. That's basically where you want it to be. When I bake with yeast, I don't overly obsess about temperature of the water, and it's worked out for me so far. If you do want to worry about the temperature of the water, and that does help you, there are many, many resources on Google that can let you know what the perfect temperature is. Once you have the water, yeast, and sugar in the bowl, you want to just kind of give it a minute to absorb and make sure that your yeast is still active and you can see the bubbles. You don't really have to let it proof for very long, but you just kind of want to make sure that your yeast is still working, because why bother going through the rest of the steps if your yeast is crap? I don't do this step anymore, but back then when I made this video, I put some Italian seasoning in my dough. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. However, now that I use the pizza peel, I find that using the seasoning in this recipe kind of makes the dough a little wetter and a little harder to use the pizza peel. And also I really like the flavor of it without. So it is totally up to you. If you wish to add some seasoning in there, go for it. If you don't want to, also don't do it. I will be sure to link all of my pizza dough recipes in the description below, as well as I have used this exact same dough to make cheese bread, like cheese sticks. Absolutely delicious, to die for. Now that I think about it, it's been way too long since I've made them, so I'm definitely going to be making them again. So once you have all those wet ingredients in there, I added 3 cups of flour, very evened off flour, just basic all-purpose flour. We don't need to go fancy here. And a tablespoon of olive oil. I am very much a believer of cook with what you have. So if you don't have olive oil in your house, use whatever oil it is that you like to use. Once you have it all mixed together and it starts to look like this, you want to take it out of the bowl and turn it out onto a dry, clean countertop to knead by hand. It really only takes a couple seconds. Basically, you want to just make sure that your dough is all coming together well and is smoothed out nicely. Really, it just takes like 5 or 6 kneads. It's nothing to worry about, nothing big. And then you get a bowl that you've oiled up and you put the dough in the bowl, cover it, and place it in a dry, warm area to rise. And it only has to rise for 30 minutes. So that gives you the perfect amount of time to get all your ingredients ready, crack open a beer, pour yourself a glass of wine, grate some cheese, cut up some pepperonis if those are the kinds that you buy, and do whatever it is that you want to do to get everything ready. It only takes 30 minutes for it to rise. So by the time you're done with the rest of the things, it's ready to start making pizza. It's perfect. When you're about 15 minutes into the rise, that's when you want to turn on your oven. So you want your oven to obviously preheat fully to the 450 degrees. However, you also want it to be at 450 degrees for a little while before you actually start cooking your first pizza. Basically, that gives it that really nice, crisp, delicious texture. It just makes sure that your oven is primed and ready for the pizza. This pizza, or this dough, this tiny little ball of dough is enough to make 4 pizzas. We have 2 kids under the age of 10. They have a small individual pizza themselves, and my husband and I sometimes we share one big pizza or we make 2 individual pizzas ourselves. It really depends on the night and how we're feeling. This is one of those recipes that's really fun to get the kids involved also, or one of those meals that's really fun to get the kids involved. Once you have the dough made and risen and pushed out and ready for toppings, you give the kids a smorgasbord of toppings, and they love making their own pizza. My son gets right into it. He says he's making faces and that he is adding this and that with his pepperonis. They're very basic with their toppings, but they love to do it. And for a very, very long time, my son was very adamant about not eating. He had a hard time. He was very, very picky with his food. He didn't really enjoy eating anything that I had to make. It didn't matter what it was. I was not a good cook as far as my son was concerned. I even ordered pizza and he was not into it. The first time I had him make his own pizza with this recipe, he was for it. He was all for it. He ate the crap out of it. He ate the entire pizza. And you know what? At the end of the day, because I made it myself, I know exactly what's in the sauce. I know exactly what's in the pizza dough. I know exactly what we're topping it with. I know exactly what's happening here. And everything is delicious. Everything is wonderful. And it's not preservatives and it's not crap that's going into my kids' bodies. Yes, it's pizza, but it's also just dinner. And he ate it and it was delicious and he loved it. If you wanted to get really creative and sneak in some veggies, you could, of course, grate up some carrots and put them in the sauce, or even blend in some peppers and whatnot and make your own pizza sauce. I have before. We usually buy the pizza sauce that's on sale in the grocery store and we just go with that. We try to make our lives as easy as possible around here because we have very, very busy lives. However, if you have the time to make your own pizza sauce, then go for it. Sneak in some veggies in there and you will be happier. I don't know where I was going with that. While I'm preparing all the toppings here, I want to take a minute to say thank you to all my subscribers that I have so far. I think we've reached 22, which is not huge, but it is huge to me. There's 22 people out there, 22 strangers out there who thought enough of my videos, who thought enough of me to say, yeah, sure, I'll subscribe. I'll see what else she's up to. I might unsubscribe later, but it is what it is. I really hope that you don't unsubscribe, but I am so grateful and thankful to every single one of you guys. You have no idea. Every time I get a notification that shows up on my phone that says that I have a new subscriber, and because my channel is so small, I get a notification every time. And when I do, it makes my day. It makes my week, because it doesn't happen every day, but it makes my week, and I'm so happy and so grateful for it. And I just want to say thank you, because that tiny little gesture of you guys hitting a button literally just makes my day, makes me so happy and makes me want to keep going. because I'm not a chef. I am not somebody who cooks often. That's not true. I cook all the time. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm not a chef. I'm not a professionally trained chef. I'm just a mom who's trying to fit within the budget of this crazy economy we're living in, still make great food for my kids, and be able to share with the world the kinds of things that I do that hopefully you guys can do at home too. I was somebody back in the day, before I had kids, before I met my husband, if I made something like Hamburger Helper or Kraft Dinner, I don't know how I did this, guys, but somehow I managed to burn it. I did. I was a terrible cook, an awful cook. And now I'm making pizza from scratch and bread from scratch. And the other day I made freaking pasta. I made fresh pasta from scratch. If I can do that, if I can teach my husband how to do that, if I can teach my kids how to do that, you guys can do that too. Just try. And if you have any questions at all, please leave me comments. Please ask me these questions, because like I said, I don't have a whole lot of stuff going on my channel right now. So if you're asking me a question, I will see it. I will see it right away. And I will do my best to answer them and do my best to get back to you. And just that's all I have to say on that one. Clearly, I am very vocally trained, and this is a very professional voiceover. You're welcome. So as you can see now, I am dividing the dough. I have those pepperonis there. I have mushrooms. It looks like I cut up some cheese. I'm not sure what other toppings I have going on in this video. Like I said, this is a throwback video from my old channel that is long gone and long been deceased. I'm just trying to compact all of my videos together and hopefully have them live together in harmony. With pizza dough, a trick that I've learned over the years is that you don't want to overwork the dough. So once you have it risen, don't shape it into a ball and then spread it out. Just spread it out in the shape that you have. In fact, we don't want circles here. We're not about circles. We're about rustic, beautiful looking pizzas. You can give it a little stretch, you can pull it around, but don't overwork it, because once you overwork it, there's something that happens inside of pizza dough that just makes it fight back. So if you're even finding that you can't stretch it out as thin as you'd like, put it on its cookie sheet, set it aside, work on your next pizza. Why do I have all this blank filming space? Wow, past Megan, you did really well. Set it aside on its cookie sheet, give it a minute, and prepare your other pizza doughs and your other crusts, and then go back to it. And you can thin it out even more, and you'll find that it's kind of relaxed. It's almost like when you have a kid who's really, really upset, and you can't get through to him. You can't calm him down. He just needs to have his moment. So let him have his moment. Walk away. Let him scream it out, and then you can come back and have a rational conversation, hopefully. Apparently, this video has kind of gone into the parenting cycle. I apologize for that. I am in no position to teach anybody about parenting. I am a mother, but that doesn't mean anything. I have zero advice to give. So as you can see with this pizza dough, as I stretch it out, you can really see the seasoning in there. Now, again, like I said, this seasoning did make it delicious. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I loved this pizza dough. For me personally, when we started switching over to using the pizza steel in the oven and the pizza peel to put it on the pizza steel, the addition of the seasoning didn't really make sense, and it didn't taste right. There was something about it that was off. Doing it this way with the silpat or the parchment paper on a cookie sheet, absolutely delicious. And if you don't want to use Italian seasoning, if you just want to use some chives or some garlic or some onion powder or anything like that, add it up. Do it in there. Have some fun. Why not? It's your pizza. It's the whole purpose, isn't it? So this pizza here, I think, is one of my kids' pizzas. Oh yeah, there's his little hand there. Is that Rowan or is that Dara? I think that's Rowan. Yep. Putting his cheese on there. As you can see, he is adding his cheese, and he is probably not going to add as much as I would, but that's okay. Let them do what they're going to do, and they will eat what they have made. They seem to have more joy that comes from food that they have their own hands on than they do from stuff you just put in front of their face. Rowan particularly, he loves to help out. He loves to cook. Anytime he sees me bring down my Mixmaster, why am I calling it that? I don't even have a Mixmaster. Every time he sees me bring down my KitchenAid stand mixer, he will ask if he can help. It doesn't matter what it is that I'm making. He is all about it. And now he's going to go ahead and put his pepperonis on there. And he absolutely loves it. And it makes it so much easier. If you are working with a pizza peel, this might not be so easy. Going quickly and having good time management is very imperative when you are using a pizza peel. He's putting a little smiley face on it. Oh, he's so cute. This was a couple years ago when I think he was like 3 in this video. This is adorable. But if you are working with kids, I highly suggest using a cookie sheet like this because it gives them time to be creative. It gives them time to take their time and do their thing, and they can make their own pizza that way. Basically what I'm saying is if you are using a pizza peel, time management is very imperative in there. So as you can see, I do need new cookie sheets. They are atrocious. I also need new silicone mats, so you can use that. You can also just put down parchment paper, or just put it, if you have non-stick cookie sheets, you can put it on those also. And yeah. So now this one is Dara's pizza. We're gonna spread out the sauce. You can see her little hands in there spreading it out. I wonder what she's adding to her pizza. I have a feeling she's also just a pepperoni. Every once in a while, she likes to add bacon and ham, but most of the time it's just pepperoni. And sometimes she throws me a curveball and says that she only wants cheese. While we're watching the kids decorate, is that the right word? Nope. While we watch the kids add their toppings to their pizza, I would like to pose a question. What toppings do you put on your pizza? Recently, I have learned that corn on the cob is very popular in the UK. If you are from the UK, please confirm or deny that in the comments and let me know. We recently discovered dill pickles on our pizza. I think it's been about a year we've been putting dill pickles, and I swear every time I make another pizza, I add more and more pickles to mine because it is absolutely delicious. My husband is a huge fan of anchovies and peppers and onions and olives and all of that. I love pineapple. Pineapple on pizza is good, but it has its day. Sometimes I'm not into it, sometimes I am. But what are the toppings that you have, and where are you from also? If you could leave that in the comments below and let me know where it is that you are watching this from, where you are. I would love to know where my videos are reaching. That would make me so incredibly happy. But also, if you have toppings that you know are only local to you guys, or if it's just something that your family has discovered that you love on pizza, please let me know. I would really sincerely love to learn more and try new things. I know we are going to be making lots of pizza this summer, and I would love to have new things and different things to be able to try. Also, is pizza something that you've made? Is pizza something that you would like to make? Is it something that you eat in your home? Using this crust, I have actually also made panzerottis, pizza pockets, basically. Around Halloween, I like to make pizza stuffed skulls using this recipe. All kinds of problems. Wow. All kinds of possibilities is where I was trying to go with that one. Also, quick question. Do you love the bubbles? I love the bubbles. Oh my god. Making this pizza, I can see that this one is Rowan's because he's got his little smile on there. I am never jealous of a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old until they have a bubble slice, because that's not my pizza, that's his pizza. But somehow the way that he made his pizza ended up giving him the most delicious looking bubble. I love bubbles. When I get pizza delivered, if I open it up and there's a bubble, that's my slice. That's mine. It's so much so that even my husband knows that, and he will hand me that slice. So Do you like the bubble? Are you a crust eater? Do you dip? That's also a very important thing. Pizza is so customizable, which is why I think so many people love it so much. There's so many different ways. Do you put hot sauce on top, Parmesan cheese? Do you dip into ranch or Caesar, garlic Caesar? Do you dip into honey garlic? Have you ever done that before? That is delicious. That's something I used to do since high school. We used to have this pizza place that we would order from that had chicken wings. You could also get chicken wings. And of course we got the chicken wings, but we ordered the honey garlic sauce on the side so that we could dip our pizza crust and our pizza into. Absolutely delicious. Right now, a very popular thing is hot honey. I could imagine that on pizza would be absolutely amazing. As you can see on mine, this one's mine. I'm putting mushrooms, pepperonis. Got to put those mushrooms under the pepperonis because you need those pepperonis to have a little crunch. I have some bacon bits. Sadly, in this video, I filmed it long before I realized how delicious dill pickles were, so I didn't put dill pickles on it yet. There's Dara's pizza, all nice and cooked. Best part about this, too, the pizzas only take about 10 minutes to cook. 10 minutes. That's it. That's all you need is 10 minutes. And you have a warm, delicious pizza. You don't have to tip a delivery guy. You don't have to wait for it to be delivered or go pick it up. You don't have to order and have them mess up your order. You are in control of everything. Absolutely everything. I like to think in the recent years my filming has gotten a little bit better, but this isn't bad. I think I actually stuck my camera in my cupboard. That's how I got it on this angle, because I definitely didn't have the tripods or any of the stuff that I use now in order to do that. So that's an interesting way. And there's my husband. He's making his own pizza. Look at him put on that sauce. That was that almost took the video in a different direction. I apologize. So as you can see, my husband is a little bit different than me with his technique. He wants to put the sauce all the way to the edges. He doesn't want no damn crust. He wants it all the way to the edge, which is great for him. Not for me. I like to have a crust. I love crust, especially this one. Oh my God. We still had a dog at the time when I first started making these pizzas. Oh, look at him putting pepperoni on before the cheese. You see? All customizable. We used to have a dog when I was filming this. Back then, our puppy recently passed away. I say puppy. She was 12 years old. 13? Maybe 13. But she was our crust compactor. She used to, especially when we had deliveries, she ate the pizza bones, which is crust, and she absolutely loved it. And the first time we made this homemade pizza, she just stared at us because we forgot to toss her the crust, the pizza bones, because, well, they were too delicious to share. That's the way it goes. So as you see, he's going to put some mushrooms on. My husband is all about everything. He wants everything on his pizza. It's mushrooms, onions, peppers. He loads those suckers up. My God. I think, is that onions? Yep, there's some onions going on there now. I'm not sure that we had that many toppings that day for him to be able to put on, but he definitely, if he had it, he would have olives on there, peppers, all of the things, all of the olives. Then he's going to put some pepperoni on there. He likes to do his pizza last because he basically cleans house. He will take whatever it is that anybody else didn't use and load his pizza up, which is something that I also recommend doing on a cookie sheet. When I make pizzas now on the pizza peel using the pizza steel or the pizza stone in the oven, it's hard to load up your toppings. I have recently discovered using cornmeal, which has made it a lot easier and given you a lot more time to be able to do things and add your toppings. If you're using flour, you have literal seconds to get that thing in the oven. But either way, does make things a little bit more difficult, and it does make it a little harder to get the pizza into the oven if you are loading it up with so many toppings. If you are using this method in this video on a cookie sheet, That's easy. The only thing I suggest is if you are loading up your toppings like my husband does, cook it a little bit longer. So the kids' pizzas that I just took out, I cooked at 8 minutes. My pizza I cook for 10, and for my husband's pizza I cook for 12 minutes, I believe. You don't need to add that much more time, but you do need to add more time so that it gets through the toppings. You don't have that soggy bottom and everything cooks evenly and deliciously. Right now I'm on this mission where I am trying to make any delivery, anything we would buy from a restaurant, anything we would get from a bar, anything we would get delivered or fast food, I want to make it home. If you have any of your favorite things that you are making or that you are buying and that you are buying very often and you would like to save some money and save your wallet and make it home, let me know. And I will maybe add it to my repertoire of things that I would like to teach myself and learn how to make. I have different Chinese food dishes, different Greek dishes, different pizza and pasta and all of those things. But I would love to know what you are ordering and what you would rather learn how to make at home. But that's it. That's how to very easily make some pizza at home. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely worth trying. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed watching it. And thank you so much for sticking around. And we will see you in the next one.